years, and we are here to discuss our undergraduate research entitled Minimizing the Effect of COVID-19 Pandemic as One of the Supply Chain Disruption in a Timber Trade Sector. So first, we have introduction. First, disruptions in timber-related chains. Timber is one of the many forest products used around the world. That's why here we consider timber for main supply for production and tradings of wood products, goods, and services. Second is effects of supply chain disruptions during this period of COVID-19 pandemic. With the COVID-19 pandemic crisis still emerges up until now, there are many changes and risks in the timber trade sector that needs to be addressed. Some company didn't make it because they can't adapt to the changes made by the pandemic.
So for the problem statement, the companies around the world have faced challenges in retaining their workforce, unprecedented disruptions to economies and labor markets. In addition, also the COVID-19 disruptions affected supply. Also, sales decrease occurred due to failure to meet in customer demand as a result or product unavailability. Also, the cost will be higher, and last, due to alternative transportation due to premium supply contract. Next.
For the objective of the study, it is to incorporate a wide range of observational, experimental, and spatial modeling studies that addresses the key aspects on how to minimize the effect of COVID-19 pandemic as one of the supply chain disruption on timber trade sector. For the specific objectives, to identify the effect of COVID-19 as supply chain disruption causes for timber trading sector, to identify the supplier relationship, specific moderation strategies to avoid and resist such disruptions.
So for scope and limitations, for scope, market disruptions are unplanned and anticipated events which may further influence the flow of goods and materials with a supply chain. In view of the increasing significance of market disruptions in timber industries, in this study, the researchers focuses on how COVID-19 affects as disruptions in the supply chain. So the researchers classify in some aspects, namely, first, demand disruptions, second, supply disruption, third, supply chain disruption risks, fourth, so strong presentation and analysis of data using the name of the tool that will be used. So, and the last, to provide up-to-date information to researchers to better identify, manage, and control market disruptions. For limitation, the supply chain management and strategies. The researchers only focus on a specific sector, which is the timber trade sector. In the study, the researchers focus on the effects of pandemic to the supply chain in the timber trade sector of the industry.
In the significance of the study, we aim to be connected with the supply chain sectors to empower the efficiency and the flow distribution of the situation in times of the COVID-19, and by improving the quality controls, collaborating to the supply chain for a reliable components and services.
For the conclusion, after all the proper analysis and the data assessment and evaluation made, the researchers were able to conclude that COVID-19 pandemic really created a problem as disruption for the operations. The analysis with questionnaire guide helped the researchers identify how the operation lessened the risk, handle the new normal, and deal with the new changes when it comes to supply and demand by how the company is minimizing the disruptions due to COVID-19, since COVID-19 pandemic is one of the supply chain disruption in timber trade sector.
And for the recommendation, the researcher recommend in the timber trade sector, developing an opportunity for authentic of trading woods as a way to developing mitigate the impact of COVID-19 as one of the supply chain disruption. First is digital transformation. Digital transformation is a radical and comprehensive with the aim of improving company performance. And also digital transformation is a very useful when business are forced to shift. Suppose that online application can solve two problems at once. Namely, sales and logistic and supply chain can start relying on platforms that can connect business people with raw supply materials. And also there are three things related to digital adoption. First is urgency of digital transformation is not just about technology, but more about how business can compete more intensively because it can reduce costs in many aspects. Also, improving digital knowledge and skills related to business and lack of understanding often makes digital transformation decision taken is less appropriate the needs of business itself and using e-wallet services like Gcash and BDO. And second recommendation is sustainability in timber trade sector by using social media to promote woods product. It can be started by actively displaying products or businesses and giving promotion. The current situation before COVID-19 is causes late in billing and payment to business partner. Therefore, using online software can help in making billing and payment documents easily. And last is rebudgeting by sorting out which budget items are priorities and adjusting the budget to the current condition. And monitoring business transaction and inventory. Therefore, with these two recommendations, companies can more successfully market their brand through digital media, allowing them to create new online communities and increase consumer loyalty. That's all and thank you.